All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to crack open one of the most important building blocks in the English language. Seriously, if you can master this one thing, you'll have the secret to writing way better sentences with a lot more confidence.
You're not alone. If you've ever felt that way, you are definitely not alone. Sometimes, looking at all the words and rules feels like you're trying to solve this giant, complicated puzzle, but you don't even have the picture on the box to guide you. A little intimidating, right? But what if I told you there's one key piece that once you find it, makes the whole thing just click? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about in this explainer. That key piece is the noun phrase.
All right, let's get to it. Time to crack this code. And like with any good puzzle, we're going to start with the basics, the foundational pieces, and just build our way up.
Okay, so everything, and I mean everything, starts with the noun. Super simple, right? A noun is just a name for, well, anything. It could be a person, like a carpenter, a place, like a city, or a thing, like a bench. You get the idea.
But a single noun, it can be a little lonely. We can make it way more powerful, much more descriptive, by leveling it up into what's called a noun phrase. And you're not going to believe how easy this is. Seriously, you take your noun, let's just stick with carpenter, and you pop a little word in front of it, like the article the, and boom, just like that, you've got yourself a noun phrase, the carpenter.
Now here is the magic trick, the most important thing to get. Even though it's made of two words, it acts like one solid piece in a sentence. Check this out. In the sentence, Musa makes good benches, the single noun Musa is our subject. Just one word. Okay, now watch this. We can literally just swap Musa out and drop our new noun phrase right in its place. The carpenter makes good benches. See? The sentence still works perfectly. This is that aha moment. The phrase, the carpenter, is doing the exact same job as the single noun Musa did. They're interchangeable. Okay, that's awesome. So now we know what a noun phrase is, and we know it acts like a single unit. So what's next? Well, let's look at the two main jobs it can have inside a sentence. Think of it like this. A noun phrase is either the star of the show, the one doing the action, and we call that the subject, or it's the one that the action is happening to, and we call that the object. So it's either the doer or the receiver. That's it. Let's go back to our trusty example. We have the sentence, the carpenter makes good benches. To figure out its job, all we have to do is ask one simple little question. Who's doing the action here? Who makes the benches? The answer is obvious, right? It's the carpenter. And since the carpenter is the one doing the making, that makes it the subject of the sentence. See? Super easy. All right, let's switch gears and look at the object. Here's a new sentence for you. Olu married the beautiful girl. Now, in this case, Olu is our subject. He's the doer. But what about that other phrase, the beautiful girl? Again, let's just ask a simple question. Who was on the receiving end of that action, the marrying? Who was married? And the answer is the beautiful girl. She is receiving the action from the verb married, and that, my friends, makes this noun phrase the object. And that just shows you the two roles perfectly. So you get it now, right? You know what a noun phrase is, and you know what it does. You've got the theory down pat. Now it's time to put those new skills to the test. Think of this as the final boss level. We're going to look at a couple of real questions from past exams. Let's see if you can solve them. Okay, here's the first one. Let's really focus in on that underlined part, the reader's frame of mind. So the question is a two-parter. First, what do we call this group of words, grammatically speaking? And second, what's its job in the sentence? Is it the doer or is it the receiver? So, what do you think? The grammatical name is, you guessed it, a noun phrase. And its function? Well, it's the subject of the verb is. It's the thing that is important. It's our doer. Fantastic. Let's do one more, just to really make sure this sticks. This time, we're looking at the phrase, the girl in torn clothes. Imagine it's part of a bigger sentence. Maybe something like, the principal punished the girl in torn clothes. The grammatical name is, once again, a noun phrase. But what about its function? In this case, the girl is receiving the punishment, right? She's on the receiving end of the verb punished. That makes her the object. You totally nailed it. And that's it. You've cracked the code. And look, this isn't just about passing some test. This is about really understanding how language is built. Once you can see these basic building blocks, these noun phrases, you can start putting them together to build stronger, clearer, more powerful sentences of your own. So the real question is, now that you know this secret, what other secrets are you going to uncover?